discussing what he said, how he
When
said his
control
mama.
is
Y'all have
confused
heard
with
the
love,
audio.
the Girllalala
He
tragedy,
said that
EP, 2.
his mama told him to hit on women, and women used to beat him up, and da 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 blah 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 blah. Okay, let me tell you. My mom best friend was his name was Jarrell Hart. He used to talk to me all the time. He used to tell me, Shanice, you don't never know who, what they used to call him a trade when I was growing up. You know, it's been more broadcast today. He used to do my hair, braid it down for me. He used to wear my clothes. This is the time when I talked about he was such a big person in my life because he just was like he stands out in my mind. As a matter of fact, I was 18 when he left this earth, and he was sick, um, but he used to tell me he used to have to fight girls. Men used to fight him, and that's the thing that I don't understand about them. A lot of the domestic violence that is displayed, and when I see some of the, because I follow a lot of like I follow the DL Whisperer, things like that, because I want to know the cues and the signs, because I know growing up, like my mom best friend told me, you can't always trust somebody or trust the opposite sex just because of what they say, because a lot of men, like they say, go both ways. We just don't know. Some men is gonna let whoever they want, whoever's willing to please them, and that's not how it works. But unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And this man here was in denial. I watched him talking here. He was in denial. He took an innocent life because he living his truth. He was in denial about it. He talked bad about her, saying but what he was using her for was clout. He was in love with her, right? Or I'm assuming, but I don't know if that was love, y'all. I gotta tell, I cannot. No, God clearly says love is patient and love is kind. A lot of us in this world, we're not even really living in love. We're living in lust, which is what they were experiencing, lust. Because Girllalala said after they go and have their fights or whatever, then the next thing they'll lay up. That gave them an excuse to lay up. You understand? But the thing about it, she never got a chance. I think when he took her from us, that's when she was at her sick and tired point. Like her friend said she was ready to go. She was very young, but she was loyal. She had people that were backing her, that were not going to see her go through this. He saw her evolving. He saw people taking her slowly away from. She was connected to JT and Saucy Santana, two of my favorites. He saw it. So instead of what he said, oh, I came out the closet for you or something. Oh, I'm in my truth for you, and you think you're gonna leave me? He act like he couldn't go out there and find somebody else, and then he gonna say, oh, I for a bad one, I do. You got to be bad, baby. You got to be bad. Okay. While he was around, he was cute, but guess what? He was a monster on the inside. He was a pure monster. He had a whole bunch of unhealed wounds, and he was around here beating on that little girl because she wasn't big. I'm a tall woman. I was bigger than her. I looked at her in that video. She was a very petite little girl. I mean, LGBTQ young lady. She was petite. She was tiny. And he was beating all on her. But anyway, the influencer, we're going to go back because he said his mama was the one that told him to beat on women or whatever. I don't know about that. So his mama was getting her ass whooped. The influencer also spoke about the alleged domestic abuse multiple times. Different reports suggested. Former City Girl album JT also expressed her condolences via Instagram stories and voiced her opinion on people not taking Girllalala's allegations seriously. Stop laughing at domestic content, JT said. Sometimes we stroll and key about very serious things because the person who's telling the story delivers it funny, which is right, her energy. But nothing is funny about a domestic violence story. I would say the word, I don't take it seriously when it's from LGBTQ, but baby, they get it worse. But to be honest, I see black cis women telling their story for laughs too, and we tune in like it's a reality show. It's not. It's someone's life, and last night was an example of it's don't be funny. JT donated $5,000 to her. She does have a GoFundMe set up, and it's raised over $19,000 right now. So she has a very big following. Let's go and see what people had to say. Hold on. According to a statement released by the Florida Broward Sheriff Office, authorities in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, responded to a medical call around 7 p.m. discovering an individual in the passenger seat of a vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds. The individual, identified as Harrison, was transported to a local medical center where the influencer was later pronounced dead, according to the statement. Harrison, a hairstylist from Pompano Beach, Florida, maintained, which she had a big following. Suspect Shanoid White Jr. was arrested on November 14th for first-degree murder with the firearm and is being held without bond, according to arrest records. Y'all see how pretty she was, right? She's a very pretty little chocolate girl. At some point, the victim was shot while sitting in the car. The statement continues. A GoFundMe to raise money for Harrison's funeral arrangement. And now it's at $28,000, and then JT donated $5,000. Rest, beautiful Girllalala. We love you. And heaven will never be boring now that you are there. Your boldness, your energy, your humor, and beauty will be missed. She was vivacious, honey. Baby, when she was moving that thing, honey, okay? He didn't want nobody to have her. Y'all better recognize when y'all dealing with somebody like that. You never missed a chance to show me love, and for that, I'm forever grateful, wrote the girl gone wild artist as JT. I'm sorry this happened to you. JT included the hashtag protect trans women and protect black women in her post, encouraging fans to protect feminism as a whole. So let me tell y'all a little snippet of my story, okay? So when I was younger, I had the typical, I'm not gonna say I was in, with my first, serious relationship. I don't think that was domestic violence. I think that was two young people that were crazy about each other and were doing stupid shit. He never beat me down. He never choked me out. He never did none of that crazy shit. We was both doing things to each other. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember my very first charge, like I told y'all, I was jealous. Some girl came over to the house and I slapped him. And he was light-skinned and I got to jail for it. He hit me. Shit, one time we had a slapping contest. Not slapping contest. He slapped me, I slapped his ass back. Or I slapped him, he slapped me back. I never slapped him again. Okay? But I have learned since then not to let my anger do that to me. Because I met my match with the last relationship. I got stuck with one of the most meanest men I've ever been with. He came in like he was my knight in shining armor. I mean, he came in, honey, paying bills, laying it down. He was muscular, he was good looking. I was crazy about him. But his true colors started to show. Me and this man would argue. This man and me would get into it every weekend because he was a womanizer. He liked to go drinking with his friends and hang out. So he would be with me Monday through Friday. He want to be in the streets. And then he want to be all night and come home. And at the time I was I have, everybody said, this fairy tale type concept. It's not that. I'm just not a street person. My brain ain't in the streets trying to live like that. You got two different sets of people in this world. You got the people that's actually trying to do something to succeed. You got motherfuckers that's out there that want to be out there in the streets 24/7. I'm going to be in the streets and they don't really give a damn about their future. Okay? And I'm thinking he was in the other half of it. Because you got people that party that get up the next day and go to work and make their money. So let's not get it confused. You can't just all be boring. But I used to argue with this man, and to the point that the arguing, I got tired of it. Calling the police, I got tired of it. He wasn't beating me, so to speak, but he was messing me up mentally to the point where I couldn't be who I needed to be. And that's when I learned the concept of self-love. It's very important to love the reflection that you see in the mirror. Because if you love that person that you see in the mirror, you won't want anyone to harm that person. So we're going to practice self-love. I'm going to make sure y'all love yourself, because I just said I'm finna start checking with y'all every day. Before I clock in, I'm going to holler at y'all. Okay? So we're going to honor Girllalala and her beauty. And any trans woman out there who is going through, sweetheart, stop. Leave his ass. Get help. Go into the halfway houses.
For my story time.
Don't take this as no game, because these men are strong. And if you identify as that, you're kind of petite or weak. Okay? I love y'all.